Good evening. Thank you all for joining us for our City Council meeting for today, February the 20th. We're going to go ahead and get started with an opening prayer to be given by Pastor Dwayne Evers, who is one of our members of the Clergy Task Force, and the Pledge of Allegiance to be given by Perry High School Air Force Junior ROTC Cadet First Lieutenant Neil Duckworth, who was recently promoted to First Lieutenant. So congratulations to you, sir. Okay. All right, so if everyone would please stand for the prayer.
1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 4, just a word of encouragement for my mayor and my city council. I was contemplating, I wanted to give you guys something. I thank my God always concerning you for the grace of God, which was given to you by Christ Jesus, that you were enriched in everything by him in all knowledge, even as a testimony of Christ confirmed, so that you come short in no gift. I believe you're very gifted. I believe you're very talented. And I thank God that he's placed you in this office to lead this city. And I believe great things for our city through your leadership. And I appreciate you. And thank you for what you do. Father God, thank you tonight for the opportunity to come together and to conduct the business of this city. I pray tonight that you would touch our mayor and our esteemed council, that you would guide them in the conducting of the business of this city that we love, that you would, God, have favor on Warner Robins, that, Lord, you would keep us in the day in which we live, that you would surround us with your protection, that we would find favor and blessing in your sight, and that, God, that you would lead us as a light in the darkness to produce hope and peace in a society where there is so much divisiveness and so much skepticism, that, God, when people look at us in Middle Georgia, that they would see a city coming together under the leadership of this wonderful mayor and this council that is surrounding her with wisdom and direction. So, Lord, we know that unless you build the city, we labor in vain. So we ask tonight for your eternal guidance and your direction, and we invite you into this assembly in the name above every name, the lovely, the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Now, if you join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, I want to thank Pastor Evers for leading us in prayer, and I want to thank Cadet First Lieutenant Neil Duckworth. And if you guys could join me in congratulating the newly promoted First Lieutenant Neil for his accomplishment. All right, I officially call today's meeting to order. I will now request a motion to adopt the agenda as amended, adding item number 14, which is an ordinance for SPLOST 18 resolution to be discussed by Councilman Lawrenson, and also item number 15, which is an ordinance for Farm Winery to be discussed by Councilman Lashley.
Mayor, I would like to move to adopt the agenda with the addition of number 14 that has to do with moving of SPLOST 18 money, and that will be discussed by myself, and also number 15 to approve ordinance for farm wineries to be discussed by Councilman Lashley. Thank you.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Bibb. All in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries. Now time for announcements. If you don't have the packet, there are QR codes on the glass door of the rotunda. Please scan it and follow along with us electronically on your device. And also, this is Black History Month, hence the kente cloth shirt I am wearing. So I did want to tell you that. We will have some little small refreshments at the end of this meeting. You can kind of grab and go if you're interested in celebration of Black History Month. All right, now we're going to move on to proclamations, awards, and presentations. We do have a number listed here, so if you all would just be patient with us as we go through these 6 things and give the honor and respect to individuals being honored during this portion of our programming. Items 1 through 15 will go by pretty quickly. Usually, the longer part on days like this will be the proclamations, awards, and presentations, but it is a treat. So we're going to start with awards for the Muscular Dystrophy Association to be presented by the Warner Robins Fire Department. If they'll please come forward.
Thank you all for having us this evening. Appreciate the opportunity to come back. I think I was here in January where the fire department presented a check from the Fill the Boot and golf and other fundraising initiatives from last year. And I did not have this handy to present, so I'm back today to present this to them. So each year around the country, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, we partner with fire departments. Both union and non-union departments, and I'm happy to share that once again, this is an award for 2022, because it's always a year after everything closes out to give every department an opportunity to mail in every dollar that's raised in that boot. And they are, across the country, we try to look at apples to apples, right? And with our non-union departments, Warner Robins is once again, #1 in the country with raising money for MDA, which is amazing. Think about everything that went into that. Congratulations. In 2022, remember back to 2022? That seems so long ago, right? We just had come out of COVID, it seems like, and the world was just starting to get right. And this community rallied together, and through the avenue of those boots that these men and women wear going in and out of fires and homes and saving the community and doing every call that they're called to do, rallied together and raised $100,500 in 2022. So I want to present this golden, platinum, big axe to them to add to the many years of support that the department and this community has given. So thank you so much on behalf of everyone that we serve. Oh, I got this one.
All right, now we have a award. GMA is going to present some awards, I believe. And we have the lovely Miss Artiffany here to present to some members of our council. Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Artiffany.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm happy to be here with you today to present actually 3 awards, but to 2 of your council members. The first award will go to Mr. Councilman Larry Curtis. He received the Harold F. Holtz Municipal Training Institute Certificate of Recognition during Georgia Municipal Association's annual Cities United annual conference in January of this year, January the 28th. The Training Institute is a cooperative effort of GMA and the University of Georgia's Carl Vinson Institute of Government, and it provides a national recognized series of training opportunities for city officials. In order to receive their certificate of recognition, Councilman Curtis had to complete a minimum of 42 units of credit, including at least 18 hours from a list of required classes. The training program consists of more than 70 courses. We are proud that Councilman Curtis feels that the training opportunities through Harold F. Holtz Municipal Training Institute is beneficial, and that his dedication into continuous training and definitely professional development for the city of Warner Robins. So congratulations, Councilman Curtis. Okay, and the second award, multiple awards I have, is going to be for Councilman Charlie Bibb. The first award that he received was for the Certificate of Achievement. And in order to get this Certificate of Achievement, he had to complete a minimum of 72 units of credit, including at least 36 hours from a list of required classes. Again, we're happy that you take advantage of the training opportunities that GMA and Carl Vinson offers for elected officials, and your dedication in continuing your certifications is very evident. We have, I think, 4 different levels of certificates recognition, and this is the second one that he had to receive. So that's he received that as well as receiving the Robert E. Knox Jr. Municipal Leadership Institute Award as well. And this is an intensive multi-day seminar that focuses on helping city officials enhance and sharpen their leadership skills. It's facilitated in part by a nationally recognized training development consultant, and the Leadership Institute includes an interactive simulation exercise that confronts participants with the daily problems of governing and ultimately demonstrates the necessity of communication and collaboration of achieving good governance. So congratulations, Councilman Charlie Bibb, on your 2 awards.
All right, so that was from the Georgia Municipal Association, which we call GMA. So thank you for being here to guide us in our region, and we always appreciate working with you and learning at our GMA conferences. So these were given out in our January session, Cities United Summit, and I'm going to ask if all the other members who may have gotten an award during our January session, if you could stand up, please. Nobody else got one? Okay, well, I got mine, the first one this year. All right, now we're going to go on to our Employee Service Awards. Ms. Melanie Byers will come up to the podium for those.
All right, we have 2 employees that are receiving service awards this evening. The first is Crystal Knoll. She is an administrative assistant with our police department with 5 years of service. She was here, left, and has been back for 5 years. Correct. All right, and next is Sherry Bishop. She's a senior customer service specialist with our general admin department with 15 years of service.
All right, now we've made it to a swearing in of an officer, but I'm going to do that after the 2 presentations. Is that okay? Do I need, you got to get back to the, you guys got to get back to the station, don't you? Where's Chief? Yeah, I'm not get me in trouble. You need to get back to the station. We need to do this now? He said yes. Okay, so we're going to do the swearing in. Oh, sorry. Where's Fisher? I can't, there you are. Do you need to get back to the station? Okay. All right, we're going to do the presentation first. Thanks. Sorry. All right. We're going to do a presentation by Chipping Away at Heart Disease and Houston Healthcare. HHC? What's HHC? Okay. All right, so this is the lovely Miss Cynthia Malone. And I think we have also a Miss Christy Lawrence with us. She's not. Okay, she's representing a message from them, but this is the Miss Cynthia Malone. Everybody welcome her to the podium.
You're fine. You stand close. Don't go away. Don't go away. Mayor and Council, thank you for allowing me to come before you again. And as many of you already know, I'm a heart health advocate. So, of course, when I go to the market, everyone looks in my cart to see if I'm buying healthy food. I'm a heart health advocate. Of course, when I tell people that smoking is one of the leading causes of heart disease, they ignore me, but they also ignore the sign right next to the cigarettes. I'm a heart health advocate, and of course, no one recognizes me unless I'm wearing red. Isn't that right, Mandy? Thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm Cynthia Malone. I'm the Executive Director of Chipping Away at Heart Disease, and what we do is promote heart health education and prevention. We have done that now for nearly 13 years. Wow, 13 years. The type of events that we host would be Teams Against Heart Disease, which is in January, where the basketball teams get together and help us to raise awareness. We also have the high blood pressure awareness event. We will be bringing that to the Curtis Event Center in May, the second weekend in May. We are looking forward to doing that. And one of our premier events is the Cardiac Car Show. That's always held the first Saturday in November, and it recognizes the heart transplant of my husband, the late Coach Chip Malone, and the awareness that we need here in Houston County. Some of the sponsors that we have that have already called, it's very interesting to be at home and planning and trying to execute something, and then you get a call and someone says, "We want to support what you're doing." That's always a plus, because sometimes you like to know that what you are doing is making a difference, and it can get real quiet out here. So Suffered in Silence had a fashion show. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they sponsored a fashion show that helped us out, and it was beautiful. If you didn't come, y'all missed it. You missed it. It was wonderful. You saw, exactly. We had a great time with that, and I want to thank Charmaine for helping us to do that and to raise awareness and bring some attention to us. Also, the Warner Robins, the International City Optimist Club, is one of our sponsors. We're very happy to have them as well. And just this past Saturday, the Warner Robins chapter of AKA Sorority called me and said, "We have something. Can you stop by Lindsay Elementary School?" And I thought, yes. She says, "Well, do you know where that is?" Well, of course, my mom taught there, and I met the late Coach Chip Malone there, and so it was full circle. It was an opportunity to go back to the school where I once attended in elementary school, and it was the one of 3 African Americans in the entire school. Chipping Away at Heart Disease promotes heart health education, and one of the things that I do, being a former coach's wife, is, I don't know if you all tuned in as early as I did so that I could watch the Super Bowl. I tuned in early for that, and when I watched the team, Patrick Mahomes passed that day for 333 yards. Did you know that? 333 yards. There's some accuracy. That means there's something that he has done and done a lot of to get to that position, to get to that excellence. But what I wanted to know was about how his heart was doing. And during the game, as we know, sitting here now, our heart is beating an adult, a healthy adult, 60 to 100 beats per minute. His got to 150 to 191. Think there was some pressure there? Any pressure, anybody here? No stress, good. One of the other things that I also noticed when I read, because it was hard getting the statistics because they didn't want to tell that just yet. It's kind of early for that. But one of the other things that he did was his blood pressure was ideally 180/20. So when we hear about the high blood pressure, we know that that's going to be anywhere creeping past the normal, which the American Heart Association says is 120/80. Now, they said until there were some opportunities where he was under pressure, and they didn't give me that statistic. So you can imagine that it had elevated quite a lot during that game if you watched it before the Usher concert. And anyway, the number of calories that he burned was over 2,500 calories. How many did you burn today? Somebody said 2. The seating capacity for, I want to pronounce it, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium. Help me with that if you need to. I don't mind. It doesn't embarrass me at all, as you can probably tell. It's the seating, is that right? Okay, thank you. The seating capacity for that stadium is 65,000. 65,000. So when I look at the television, I watch games, and I see that, my brain automatically goes to the fact that over 690,000 people die annually with some form of cardiovascular disease. Now, just because the stadium can be expanded to 72,000, that doesn't matter. What I'm doing is the math, so you mathematicians help me. Pass groceries in a movie, 690,000, and you got 65,000 people, so the seating capacity, that means the stadium would have to fill 14 times to equate the number of people that die with some form of cardiovascular disease. That's a statistic for us, huh? It's also a visual. When we look at that and we determine that there's something that we have to do in Houston County, even, starting right here at home to make that different. Now, that's your church member, your family member, your husband. It is very important to know that those statistics are numbered, but they're really people, actual people that we are losing because of heart disease. The good news is there's a form of recovery. So watch your blood pressure, diet and exercise. We've heard it enough. We've heard it a lot. I'm sure these guys along that back wall can tell you because they have to stay in shape. But I'm sure that you know that diet, heart disease, is always the high blood pressure. Whatever the blood pressure is, so goes the organs of our body. Now, for recovery, guess what the major recovery was for Patrick Mahone? Sleep. Y'all, we're not getting enough sleep. We're not getting enough sleep. It helps, it helps the body to recover. That is the most beautiful thing about our body. We will help ourselves out. So don't self-diagnose. Please remember to get your rest and to continue to chip away at heart disease. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. She did, but we can do it. She already has. Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think? You can tell them. Okay. Okay. Do I disclose them? You can just say the person. Okay. No. Okay. Testimony. Okay. I'm sure. I understand. I've seen many students, and sometimes in these years now that I remind them, I said, you all, I'm getting to do something that Coach Malone did not get to do. The first thing I did was 4 years ago, I turned 60. So now that I'm 64, I look at them and I recognize the eyes. I may not get the name. I recognize the eyes. And the other thing that I did, I was able to go to this Macon Centerplex and watch the young men that he once coach their team to a state championship. I mean, that means a lot, and it gives me chills. But other than that, people are talking to me about date night, and I just figured out, with the recovery being sleep, I just need a nap. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Malone, for educating us on heart disease and the importance of taking care of ourselves. And also thank you for all that you're doing with chipping away and what you mean to our community as a strong advocate for that very important issue. All right, now we're going to go on to a proclamation for Black History Month. I don't know if there's anyone here who requested this. I think this might have just been my request. Okay, so now we're moving on to a proclamation in honor of Black History Month for February 2024. Whereas Black History Month is an opportunity to reflect on the struggle for freedom and equal opportunity in the United States, and whereas the City of Warner Robins, Mayor and Council take pride in recognizing February 2024 as Black History Month, celebrating the many notable contributions that people of African descent have made to our country, and whereas we acknowledge that we have never fully lived up to the founding ideals of this country surrounding all people being created equal, but Black History Month allows our community to unite and celebrate the many achievements of Black Americans and other people of African descent. And whereas we recognize this year's Black History Month theme as Black Health and Wellness and celebrate and affirm the importance of Black history and Black health and wellness to our community, state, and to our nation. And whereas we celebrate the legacy of Black scholars, midwives, nurses, doctors, and practitioners for promoting health and healing throughout the Black diaspora. And whereas we uplift our community leaders, Black business owners, professionals, and others who promote empowerment and knowledge throughout the many facets of the Black community. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, LaRonda Patrick, Mayor of Warner Robins, on behalf of City Council and the citizens of Warner Robins, Georgia, do hereby proclaim February 1st through February 29th, 2024 as Black History Month in the city of Warner Robins, and encourage everyone to recognize the significance of Black history and take note that our history is founded in all history. For Black history is American history. And I believe that Ms. Malone was right on time, because the theme this year is Black health and wellness, as many diseases do impact the descendants of Africa, the African descendants inside of our community, and those who identify as African American or Black American. So I just wanted to point that out and just show the relevance in the presentation that came before this proclamation. But if you'll join me in just clapping, just recognizing Black History Month in our city. All right. So we have a swearing in for a new officer with the Warner Robins Police Department. His name is Ernesto Lopez. If you'll please come up, sir, and Chief, if you'll join me for the swearing in of our newest officer. All right. So the way this goes is you have an oath of office in front of you. What you're going to do is repeat after me. So you see this is kind of in paragraph. I may not read the whole paragraph. I may read a piece of it. So just pay attention where I stop, and you're going to repeat me up until that point, and then I'll start back off at the next point. Okay? All right. So if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Okay. Okay. I do swear or affirm that I will faithfully perform all the duties of my office.
I, Ernesto Lopez, do swear or affirm that I will faithfully perform all the duties of my office.
And that I will faithfully observe all the rules, orders, and regulations of the department.
And that I will faithfully observe all the rules, orders, and regulations of the department.
I further swear or affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money.
I further swear or affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money
Due the state of Georgia,
due the state of Georgia
or any political subdivision or authority thereof.
or any political subdivision or authority thereof.
I further swear or affirm
I further swear or affirm
that I am not the holder of any office of trust
that I am not the holder of any office of trust
under the government of the United States,
under the government of the United States,
any other state,
any other state,
or any foreign state,
or any foreign state,
which I am by the laws of the state of Georgia
which I am by the laws of the state of Georgia
prohibited from holding.
prohibited from holding.
I further swear or affirm
I further swear or affirm
that I am qualified to hold the office of police officer
that I am qualified to hold the office of police officer
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and the laws of the state of Georgia,
and the laws of the state of Georgia,
and that I will support the Constitution
and that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Georgia.
and the Constitution of the State of Georgia.
I further swear or affirm
I further swear or affirm
that I will obey all the laws of the City of Warner Robins,
that I will obey all the laws of the City of Warner Robins,
the State of Georgia,
the State of Georgia,
any other state,
any other state,
and the United States of America,
and the United States of America,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Officially a member of our department. Welcome. And today is the 20th. Okay. All right, we're going to take some pictures now. Look like you're a proud kid showing your dad. See, I told you.
You said that's your pastor, right?
Because you're past it. Like you're proud of your past. Thanks, Chief. All right. I now request approval of the minutes from the regular meeting dated February 5th, 2024, to be discussed by Councilman Lawrenson.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 5th, 2024 meeting.
I second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Mack. All in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Motion carries. Number 2, this is for formal public comments pertaining to a current agenda item. So if you're out here with us and you would like to make a comment pertaining to item on our agenda, number 3 through number 15 as amended, you will be able to approach the podium. You will have 3 minutes max on the clock. Please state your name and address and address council and I. Please note that neither council nor myself can respond to you, but we are listening to you. So only if you want to talk about agenda item 3 through 15, this is your time. If you want to address something in general, then you have your time for that as well, and that will be after agenda item 15 is discussed. Okay? So the floor is now open for anyone who would like to discuss something on this agenda only. Going once, going twice, 3 times. The door is now closed. All right, on to number 3, which is a consent agenda to be discussed by Councilman Lashley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with 5 purchasing items, 2 employee promotions, and 8 home occupation permits. And I would like to read the names of those that are being promoted. First, we have Daniel Cottrell, promoted from firefighter job class 520, grade 14, fire department, to fire driver engineer job class 515, grade 16, fire department, to be effective February 19th, 2024. And number 2, we have Wesley McDuffie, promoted from utility maintenance worker 2, sewer, job class 926, grade 9, utility department, to equipment operator sewer, job class 912, grade 10, utility department, to be effective February 19th, 2024.
I second that motion.
Motion by Councilman Lashley, seconded by Councilman Holmes. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Motion carries. Will any individuals who were listed for employee promotions, we're going to ask if you can come up so that we can congratulate you in person. Let's go ahead and start clapping. Congratulations. He can't take it by himself. He can't take it by himself. Chief's coming. Yes, family, come, somebody. Okay, you're right. While they're coming up, ladies, take note. We do have men who look like models who work in our fire department. So I encourage you to come on and apply while we still have a little bit of vacancies. Okay. And he's not married. That's what Assistant Chief said. Congratulations once again. We like to have fun and make jokes sometimes, so bear with us.
Mayor, do they need to do another calendar?
Hey, if that's what you guys, if that's what the guys want, I'm with it. A councilman calendar, oh wow. Did y'all do a councilman calendar? Oh. We just like to joke sometimes. Mr. Holmes in April. August, okay. All right. Now we're going to move on to number 4 on the agenda, which is a motion for Keep Warner Robins Beautiful Board appointments to be discussed by Councilman Mack.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion for the following to be appointed to the Keep Warner Robins Beautiful Board. And if I mispronounced anyone's name, I'd like to apologize in advance. All right, so let's start with Mr. Rogie Roberson from Flint Energies with a term ending November 18th, 2025, representing business and industry. Mr. Kevin Greer with a term ending also November 18th, 2025, representing business and industry. Mr. Bill Craig with a term also ending November 18th, 2025, representing civic. Ms. Debbie Hokie with a term ending November 18th, 2025, which is an at-large seat. Ms. Alicia Hill with a term ending November 18th, 2025, which is an at-large seat. Francis Wilson with a term ending November 18th, 2025, immediate past chair, is also an at-large seat. Rachel Preston with a term ending November 18th, 2025, representing hospitality. and Mr. Chad Edwards with a term ending November 18, 2026, representing business and industry.
And I'll second that, Mayor.
All right, motion by Councilman Mack, seconded by Councilman Lawrenson. Any discussion? All in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Motion carries. Item number 5 is a resolution for Georgia DOR House Bill 183 to be discussed by Councilman Bibb.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the resolution to authorize Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick to execute an agreement on behalf of the City of Warner Robins, Georgia, and hereby acknowledge and understand the updates as outlined in House Bill 183. This agreement shall be in effect on the date of signature and will replace the previous agreements executed by the governing body of the law enforcement agency.
Motion by Councilman Bibb, seconded by Councilman Mack. Any discussion? All right, I'll do a small discussion. This resolution is regarding updating our laws in the city to reflect that of the state, which we are bound to by the bill that became law May of last year. So what this means is, if you go through any of these school zone traffic areas where you have the cameras that record you if you are speeding over the speed limit, I think ours, if you go 10 over, that's when it's going to reflect. The citation is going to go to the owner of the vehicle that is speeding, even if that owner is not driving the vehicle. Okay? So let's make sure we remember that. It's going to the license plate of the vehicle that is speeding, even if the registered owner is not driving. This is according to our state law. This is not something that I nor council wished to do, but we are held by the higher authority to the law of the state. So I wanted to make sure I explain that to everyone so you understand what the state law says. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Number 6 is a resolution for E-Plan Soft to be discussed by Councilman Holmes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move to approve a resolution that Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick is approved to execute an agreement on behalf of the City of Warner Robins, Georgia, with E-Plan Incorporated, whereby E-Plan Incorporated will provide E-Plan Soft review, software updates, maintenance and support, and a public portal which offers the ability to create and track electronic plan review. I move for the adoption.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Holmes, seconded by Councilman Lashley. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 7, resolution for temporary construction easement to be discussed by Councilman Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move to approve a resolution to authorize Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick to execute a temporary construction easement for .036 acres, known and designated as parcel number 112, as shown on a right-of-way drawing prepared by R.K. Shaw and Associates of Houston County, Georgia, as the construction manager for the Alberta Road Widening Project.
Second that motion.
Motion by Councilman Curtis, seconded by Councilman Holmes. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Number 8 is a resolution for a purchase and sale agreement for KGI, as well as an amendment to the master lease agreement to be discussed by Councilman Lawrenson.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve a resolution to authorize Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick to execute the attached purchase and sale contract with KGI Properties, LLC, and to execute an Amendment 1 to the lease agreement between the Warner Robins Development Authority, DBA Engage Warner Robins, and the City of Warner Robins, Georgia, to add the purchased property.
I'll second that, Mayor.
All right. Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Bibb. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 9 is a resolution for National Museum of the United States Air Force to be discussed by Councilman Lashley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move to approve the resolution to authorize Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick to execute a loan agreement with the National Museum of the United States Air Force, the NMUAF, for a continued use of Department of the Air Force, DAF, historical property under loan account number SDA 0072 for 2 aircraft for display, F-15A, GF, and 74-0121 and T-33A 52-9225 for the period commencing April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2029.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Councilman Lashley, seconded by Councilman Curtis. Any discussion?
I just would like to add again, this is for the aircraft we have out in front of City Hall, the beautiful F-15 that's sitting out there, and the T-33 is out at the Watson Boulevard exit. Would like to see something updated there one day, hopefully, but we'll work on that.
And also, didn't we used to have more planes out there on Watson? Or is my memory skewed as a kid? On Watson coming into the city? No? I remember that. What happened to it? So we need more. Okay, great. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Number 10 is an ordinance amending Chapter 2 for the Black Task Force to be discussed by Councilman Mack.
Thank you again, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance amending Chapter 2, Administration, Article 6, Boards, Commissions, Agencies, and Authorities of the City Code regarding the Blight Task Force. The section regarding membership subsection shall be repealed in its entirety and replaced with the following. All members shall generally be nominated for 3-year staggered terms. Members may be invited to serve more than one term, and I'd like to waive the second reading.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Mack, seconded by Councilman Bibb. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 11 is an ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the Clergy Task Force to be discussed by Councilman Bibb.
Thank you, Mayor. I make a motion to approve the ordinance amending Chapter 2, Administration, Article 6, Boards, Commissions, Agencies, and Authorities of the City Code regarding the Clergy Task Force. The section regarding membership, subsection A, shall be repealed in its entirety and replaced with the following. All members shall generally be nominated for 3-year staggering terms. Members may be invited to serve more than one term. And I'd like to waive the second reading.
And I'll second that.
All right. Motion by Councilman Bibb, seconded by Councilman Lawrenson. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 12 is an ordinance for annexation for 4.4 acres on Myers Lake Drive to be discussed by Councilman Holmes.
Thank you, Mayor. I wish to make a motion to approve annexation request ordinance of CCCCT Investments, including all right-of-ways totaling 4.4 acres located at Miles Lake Drive, also known as tax parcel 00077008200, and I wish to waive the second reading.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Holmes, seconded by Councilman Lashley. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Number 13 is an ordinance amending Section 2-113 to be discussed by Councilman Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I make a motion to approve ordinance amending Chapter 2, Administration, Article 5, Finance of the City Code regarding budget hearings. Whereas Official Code of Georgia Annotated, Section 36-81-5 sets forth the requirements for local government budget preparations and hearings. And whereas the Office of the City Administrator has recommended repealing Section 2-113 of Chapter 2, Administration's Article 5, Finance of the City Code, to rely upon establishing state law regarding local government budget preparations and hearings, and the mayor and city council deem such amendment to be in the best interest of the city. Also, if you would like to see this full ordinance, you can find it in the package online, and I would like to waive the second reading.
I'll second that.
Motion by Councilman Curtis, seconded by Councilman Lawrenson. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I'd just like to thank y'all for getting this up so quickly, and I think this is going to work well, and I look forward to the town hall that we possibly could put together around this time. I think that would be more beneficial to everyone. Thank you for suggesting it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 14, as amended, is an ordinance for SPLOST 18 resolution to be discussed by Councilman Lawrenson.
Thank you, Mayor. I make a motion to approve an ordinance of the governing authority of the City of Warner Robins that the reallocation of 2018 SPLOST capital projects be amended to increase the account number 35-000-09001-010-000 by $1.5 million, and this is for property acquisition and infrastructure updates. And I'd like to waive the second reading.
I'll second that.
Which one? It came over here. Which one? Okay. Everybody wants this one. All right. So motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Curtis. Everybody likes this one. So motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Curtis. Any discussion?
Well, I'd like to say that this is big for us. It's going to move some funds over so we can continue to improve Warner Robins and the city and what we're trying to create. This is a big deal for us today. All of us are happy. I think that's why we all wanted to jump the gun and be a part of this. So we're all excited.
Absolutely. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 15 is an ordinance for a farm winery to be discussed by Councilman Lashley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move to approve an ordinance adding to Chapter 4 alcoholic beverages regarding farm wineries. And I would like to waive this second reading, and the full document is available online for the public to view.
I second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lashley, seconded by Councilman Mack. Any discussion? All right, I'll say one point. This came up in our previous council meeting in the form of a comment. So I just want to point out to you all, if you utilize your opportunity to address council and I for issues, you'll see that some things that was in our ability to fix, we move pretty quickly. So I always encourage you to come, because if you do not tell us, then we cannot help you. But we did this very quickly, so I want to thank the team that helped with this, both of them are sitting next to me, and for all the council who kept inquiring to make sure that this was done timely. But that's what I wanted to say. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. All right, so we have made it to the end of our agenda. We are now opening the floor for citizen comments. If you would like to address council and I for anything, any kind of concern, any kind of comment, any type of recommendation, any type of well wish or congratulatory message or message of thanks, we welcome you to do so. When you approach the podium, please state your name and address for us, and please note that neither I nor council can respond to you, but we are listening to you. You will have 3 minutes on the clock. The clock will beep when your 3 minutes have concluded. The floor is now open. All right, sir, you may speak.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. My name is Armando Villas, and I live at 128 Ticonderoga Drive in Byron, part of Houston County. And one thing that Warner Robins really needs is affordable and reliable public transportation. Warner Robins has over 80,000 people and growing, and Houston County has about 167,000 people. For people with disabilities, we have to rely on Uber or Lyft to get us around, but some of us can't afford that. I do have a solution, and which my solution is to create a bus system where we have an app that we can download, and we can get our passes online for about $2 to $5. That will take us around Warner Robins. And for those of us who live outside of Warner Robins, my solution is to partner with the Houston County commissioners to come up with a system where people in Houston County can get access to reliable public transportation. What did he say? Nobody said anything. Okay. This is very important because as a blind individual, I would love to be included in community activities such as going out, eating out, and just doing the same things as other citizens in this community can do. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with you guys on the public transportation.
Thank you, Mr. Armando. We appreciate you. All right, any others? Going once? Oh, we have someone.
Good evening. My name is Ann Kane. I'm the owner and winemaker for Highland Farms Winery, and I'd like to thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council, and the administration for all your support and your help in getting this resolved so quickly. It means a lot to me, and I want to make sure that what I'm doing is going to help to make Warner Robins a better place for our citizens as well as any of our visitors. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Kane.
Ms. Kane, would you mind stepping over here for just a minute? I think Ms. Stella has something for you.
All right, will there be any others? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? The door for public comments is now closed. All right, I want to thank all of you for being here and sharing with us in our council meetings as we take care of the city business. I am now going to turn this over to council comments, and I'm going to start going backwards with post 6. So Councilman Curtis, you're up first.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just would like to say congratulations to everybody on the service awards, the employee promotions, and Mr. Lopez, welcome to the team. Thank you. Like I say always, the employees are the ones that make our city great. Ms. Malone, phenomenal woman. Thank you for everything that you do in our city to bring awareness to heart health. And we just truly, truly appreciate you and love you for everything that you do. And I just want to say happy Black History Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Holmes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I, too, would like to echo the things that Councilman Curtis just stated. We are so blessed in this city. And if you don't know it, go out of the city and see what other people are doing and come back. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for your leadership and for the guidance that you are doing. And thanks to the council for supporting you and your leadership and guidance. And I would like to take a point of personal privilege without going into details to thank the mayor and her, Ms. Stella, the city clerk, and everybody and anyone else for the things you are doing, have done, and are doing for my wife, my family, in the time of illness. I would do something individual, but I think it's time I say something publicly to let you know how much I appreciate what you've done and what you continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. You know we got you. All right, Councilman Lashley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First off, congratulations to Ms. Crystal. Thank you for being here. You do a lot of work over there. I'm telling you, I actually did not know how much you do until my previous employment when I got engaged with you and you took me on the tour over there. Then I realized how much you actually do over there, and thank you again for what you do. And same with Sherry. Thank you for everything you do in customer service. Say it week in, week out. Every time we have a meeting, we got the best employees around. There's no doubt. This weekend was an awesome weekend for our community. Went very well. We had a cheer sport competition. You know me, I'm big on cheer. All my girls do it. We were in Atlanta. There was over 20,000 athletes competing. Our gym, which is located out on Moody Road, ended up coming in with a first place, a second place, a third, and a fourth. And our younger teams did quite well also. But that first place team, they won one of the national championships, and then they got another paid bid. So all 3 of my daughters have paid bids now. So that's a lot of money saved right there. But keep, a couple of our athletes were injured in a car wreck on the way home. We've got a young girl with we think possibly a fracture in her back, vertebrae fracture. They were struck by a vehicle that was going extremely fast. I flipped them over in the median, and they tumbled through the median in Forsyth. I believe she's still up at the hospital. She's conscious, awake, in a brace. They're waiting on some testing to come back to see. But keep that family and those girls in your hearts, too, and pray for them. Other than that, I'm proud of our city and what we're doing. We're doing great things, and congratulations to y'all, too, for getting that final hurdle cleared so your business can get going. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Lashley. Prayers for the young lady who is still recovering and anyone that was involved in that accident. We hate to hear reports like that. All right, Councilman Lawrenson.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Malone, you look fabulous. I can't get over just what a great person you are. And I know some of these guys got to play for Chip, but my first coaching job was with Chip. And I'm telling you, I watched him so closely. It was amazing how precision-like he could get those young people to do things. I mean, like just a well-drilled military platoon, just unbelievable. And I always tried to utilize the things I learned from him, but he did everything the very best way he possibly could. Even his grass. I mean, like, he had the most gorgeous looking lawn in town, always. I'm telling you, he was the epitome of perfection. And he would be so proud of the work that you've continued to do in his name. And thank you for doing that. Also, to Mr. Ernesto Lopez, welcome to the family. And we are so glad that you have chosen to be a police officer with the City of Warner Robins. It is my prayer that you'll have a wonderful and long career, and thank you so much for being willing to serve. Mr. Diaz, thank you for approaching council today with your request. I, too, agree with you. Transportation is needed for many of our citizens, and we just really appreciate you stepping up to the plate and making that known. Also, real excited about a lot of extra SPLOST money from 2018 that we're going to be able to utilize. Hopefully we can use it in many different areas to benefit many parts of the city. Particularly, I would love to see us continue to upgrade and improve recreation. So many things we could do there, but just looking forward to allocating these funds to some great things, from property acquisition, recreation, just all the other things that we could possibly do. And I just want to ask you to please pray for my mom. She had a heart valve replacement back in January. And she had a stroke this weekend. Well, they haven't termed it a stroke yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But she has improved tremendously in the last day or so. So she is, she hasn't lost anything physically, but her mind is continuing to improve. And she basically, from not being able to have a conversation at all, to being able to have a conversation with me on the phone today. So that was really encouraging. So pray for my mom. Pray for my mom. Her name's Laverne, and I hope everybody else's family is doing well. God bless you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Councilman Lawrenson. Prayers for your mother, Miss Laverne. Councilman Bibb.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Mack, I heard that you lost your grandmother this morning, so I want to say prayers to you and that we're thinking about you, and sorry for your loss. Can see the heaviness on your shoulder, and probably got a lot of great memories, so just want to know we're thinking about you up here, okay? Ms. Malone, you need to sell your voice. I don't know if you know that little sidekick. If you want to earn some extra money, you can get online, and you have the most beautiful voice in the world. Even if I wanted to be distracted, I couldn't. You captivated me with your voice. It's amazing, and you literally can go on there and actually do some readings for people and sell your voice. It's really a good thing. So want to thank the MDA, always dear and near to my family and my wife's heart. They were a big part of our lives and still are. Don't pass a boot if I got some cash in my pocket. If I don't, I go in Walmart or something to try and make some cash to put some money in that boot, send some kids to camp, and to help some kids out live a life like they need to live. Want to thank the Georgia Municipal Association for coming down and presenting those awards. That was nice for you to come down, for Councilman Curtis and myself, and present those awards to us in our council meeting. I was taken back by that, so thank you. I want to thank Miss Kate Hogan for all the work she did and continues to do, moving the downtown projects forward, and everybody that is helping her along the way. I know she's not doing it by herself. Like we said, we thank so many people in the city, but we have such a great team. So proud to be a councilman, to get along and to work with the city of Warner Robins and the employees. You guys make it a great place to come in here. Just want you to know that. Ernesto, Mr. Lopez, congratulations. Officer Lopez, congratulations to be a part of a great city. And God bless the citizens of Warner Robins.
Thank you, Councilman Bibb. Councilman Mack.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So much going on in our city. Starting off, I'd like to start off by recognizing the efforts of those that were involved in the SPLOST 2018, $1.5 million to help us with infrastructure acquisitions and capital projects within our city that is much needed as we continue to grow at a rapid pace. Also, I'd also like to echo everyone's sentiment and congratulations those 2 employees that were promoted tonight. And also congratulate the 8 new business owners in our city. You know, we appreciate your efforts to be entrepreneurs in our city. That helps us grow and provide services for the city, in our city. And what more can I say about Miss Cynthia Malone, as Chip Malone meant so much to so many of us. I was going through, it's ironic that I was going through stuff as Tony and I were cleaning out our attic, and I was going through and I found an old picture of Chip Malone in those old school coaches shorts and shirts. Him, Jim Turner, Coach Faircloth, all of us, Tabor, junior high. Charlie never played football, he just harassed us. But his brother was a running back that played for Chip Malone, so we were pretty good because of him. And he's cemented in so many of our hearts from that era, that genre. He was a staple of just strength for all of us, consistent with everything. And until I became an adult, left and went to the military, I used to see him out there cutting that grass at International City Stadium before it was McConnell Tauber. And I would just stop just to say hi. That's how much of an impact he made on my life. And I know a lot of my comrades feel the same way. And for you to stand here and to hear Charlie say, she sounds so good, we appreciate you for what you do, because that's a selfless thing that you do that you often don't get recognized enough for what you do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And last, I'd like to welcome my mother-in-law to our council meeting for the very first time as she's visiting with us from Memphis. Miss Linda, raise your hand. It's my mother-in-law, first time here. And also, I'd like to ask you to keep our family in prayer as we lost a matriarch. I can't come bring it to words, as my wife lost her grandmother this morning, and she's here with us. And I didn't know if I was going to make it because she meant so much to me, and she means so much to me. So just in this time of mourning, please keep our family in prayer. And also, I'd like to pray for your mother as well, Councilman Lawrence. And just thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve in this capacity.
All right, thank you, Councilman Mack. All right, prayers for all individuals mentioned up here today who are fighting some sort of illness or bereavement. Want to make sure I notate that. And I just have a few points I want to make. We mentioned that this is Black History Month, and the theme of Black History Month is Black Health and Wellness. So we have a little bit of refreshments. Miss Malone, you're going to be so proud of me because they're healthy things. You don't have cake or punch. But because of one of our community partners helping us with our homelessness initiative, we had some things that were left over, which were donated by Chick-fil-A, and that is Pat Brasky and Miss Christine Brasky. And we have a little bit of healthy choice refreshments in the back for you in honor of Black History Month theme of health and wellness. And thank you to Chick-fil-A for always supporting us on different initiatives throughout the city. I also want to thank Mr. Fink at Sonny's for partnering with us and supporting us on many initiatives as well. It feels awesome to have strong community partners in our community who are in a for-profit business but find it somewhere in their hearts to offer things to the city for our initiatives to help someone in need. All right, so I also want to note something really exciting, but I'm gonna do that late. I'll do that last. Where's my stuff? Oh, we do have the State of the City coming up on March the 6th, which is a Wednesday at the Museum of Aviation Century of Flight, which is the big tall hangar in the back. So this is a big deal. There's going to be so many people there that's already RSVP'd. So council, don't forget to take off on that day if you have to work so that you can be there for one of the most important things the city's doing this year. And the networking, the networking starts at 10 and the program starts at 10:30. Okay, and the time is 10 to 12. Okay, 10 to 12. Look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday, the first Wednesday in March. We also have our international experience, which is going to be super, super fun, super cool. We'll have it before we have our next council meeting, so I wanted to share it with you right now. Please check out our Facebook pages, our Instagram, our, what else we have, Jeremy? I think we have everything now. We have everything now. Twitter, Threads, LinkedIn, YouTube. So we have everything. So please follow us if you have not, so you can see what's happening in our city. We will have approximately 13 or more cultural performances, which includes performances with fire. I think we have some Greek performances, some belly dancing, some performances on stilts, belly dancing, the bachata and the salsa, maybe not merengue. Yes, I know how to do those dances. My friend taught me. We have some jazz music. We have some Irish performances, ballet, tap. We have so many. River dancing is also on the menu. You got to come if you like river dancing. It's the coolest thing. So we have something for everyone at our international experience. This is one of the signature events of our city, first time ever doing it. We are the international city. We're Georgia's international city. We really want to highlight all the different cultures inside of our community. So this is going to be a huge event. So please come out the first Saturday in March, which is March 2nd, 10 a.m. to 6. Drop in, experience it, get your passport stamped as you have different experiences from different cultures. Also, we'll have cuisine from a number of nationalities as well. So excited. Councilman, I'm going to need everybody's shirt sizes because we do have our shirts for that event for you all to have. And the last thing I'm going to state before we close here is this really big announcement that's dealing with the city of Warner Robins and our redevelopment of the downtown, okay? Operation Reawaken. You've seen us demolish the first structure on Commercial Circle. Now is time for the big demo party that we have been anticipating since last year. We are going to be demolishing with all the big equipment a portion of Commercial Circle on February 29th, 3 p.m. Make sure you're here. Huge event. We're going to have some great excitement. Council, please take off so you can be there. If you can't be there, you'll be square. But I'm going to be there at Commercial Circle, 3 o'clock on February the 29th, the last day of the month. You cannot forget it, to see us take out a piece of a building. Big deal. All the media is going to be there. We're going to have music, fireworks. I'm just kidding, not fireworks, but it will create fireworks because this is a huge deal. The thing that people thought we would never be able to accomplish, we are doing it. We're doing it as a team. So super excited to share the demo party that is coming to our city in Commercial Circle to make way for a brand new downtown in the city of Warner Robins. So please come out and share with us and experience history for the first time in our city when it comes to that. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to our team and all the things that we have accomplished in just 2 years and 1.5 months. Again, things they didn't think we could accomplish. So we have innovative momentum in the city of Warner Robins, and we're building a city for everyone. A little snapshot from our State of the City. So thank you all so much, and I will see you next meeting. Meeting is adjourned.